Thank you, Frank. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our board meeting on today, August 5th. The time is now 6:07 p.m., and we will call this meeting to order. Can I get a roll call, please?
VP Bowman.
Present.
Trustee Kraft.
Here.
I'm present. Trustee Garrett.
Present, ma'am.
Trustee Gross.
Present.
President Hannah.
Yes. I'm present.
Trustee Terry.
Present.
That passes.
All right, thank you. Can we stand for Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Approval of agenda. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Support.
Moved by Trustee Gross, supported by VP Bowman for the approval of the agenda. Any questions? Hearing none, roll call.
Trustee Kraft.
Yes.
I'm voting yes. Trustee Garrett.
Yes.
Trustee Gross.
Yes.
President Hannah.
Yes.
Trustee Terry.
Yes.
VP Bowman.
Yes.
That passes.
Thank you. All right, next on our agenda is the election of officer. As you know, I have been holding double duty since June 26th, and so Trustee Shaquana Davis-Smith has kindly stepped in to assume the responsibilities of our secretary role. So I would like to formally have her to sit in this seat as the secretary for the Board of Education. So I would like to...
So moved.
Support.
Thank you. It's been moved to have Ms. Davis-Smith as the secretary and supported by VP Bowman, right? Any questions? Hearing none, can I get a roll call, please?
I'm voting yes. Trustee Garrett.
Yes.
Trustee Gross.
Yes.
President Hannah.
Yes.
Trustee Terry.
Yes.
VP Bowman.
Yes.
And Trustee Kraft.
Yes.
That passes 6-0.
Thank you. Now you are
7-0, I'm sorry.
you are official.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, moving down to awards and recognition. We will turn the meeting over to Interim Superintendent Dr. Leverett.
Thank you, President. Thank you, President Hannah, Board Trustees, members of the community. This evening, I am very excited to share that on behalf of Michigan school business officials, we have been informed that Michelle Fossey has met the requirements for renewing the Human Resource Specialist certification under the MSBO Voluntary Certification Program. This is a commitment of 90 hours of professional development established by the MSBO Board of Directors through our Professional Development Committee. Ms. Fossey's certificate will be valid for 5 years. She will continue to maintain her MSBO membership and earn 90 professional development hours in order to maintain and renew her certification. Please join me in celebrating Ms. Fossey's accomplishments. This is a great accomplishment. She has been with us for 6 years, and we would just like to recognize and celebrate her this evening. Ms. Fossey.
And thank you for this recognition. Your support and your acknowledgement of my efforts are valued.
Can you use the microphone?
Microphone.
You can come to the mic. Thank you. I don't know if I have to stand. Thank you for this recognition. Your support and acknowledgement of my efforts are valued and serve as an inspiration. Thank you so much for your support.
All right.
Thank you.
Any comments from the board? Ms. Fossey, we thank you for your commitment to continuous learning, so thank you again.
Thank you.
All right. All right, moving down the agenda, recognition of elected officials. Good evening again, our board members, and I know we do have Ms. Councilwoman Melanie Rutherford.
In the house.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Oh, y'all did good. Okay, great. I am Councilwoman Melanie Rutherford from the illustrious, the fabulous, the best district ever, District 1. And I wanted to do a special presentation to do two things. I was asked to invite you all personally to our 5th annual Peace Rally Extravaganza. It's a community job and resource fair that is located at Rotary Park. Everybody know what Rotary Park is? By Hayes Jones. Y'all know what it is? Okay, cool. So it is from 1 to 5. We are doing free box giveaways. We are doing school backpack giveaways. We are doing a job fair, which means you can actually be hired on site. I have already asked them to hire people on site. And we are hiring also returning citizens. I think that's so important that we keep highlighting that. We also, just to name a couple of people that are going to be there, the Haven, United States Air Force, United States Army, Pontiac General Hospital, McLaren Hospital, CEO, which is a program that is for returning citizens. So if you know anyone that has been justice impacted that needs jobs and opportunity, I want to make sure you have them there. We also have the Ward Manor Lighthouse on site, Common Ground on site. CCRT is also there. Why is that important? Because we recently on the city council awarded them over $150,000 for assisting families in our community. And you're like, what does that mean? How many of us sometimes have a family that can't pay their rent, can't pay their lights, can't pay their gas? Those are the people that you go to for emergency services. And it's not just based in Pontiac. You can also be based in Oakland County. And so I've seen them help up to $6,000 sometimes for people who are having back rent. Also at my event, we will have a Resurrection Back to Life. It's a partnership. I also want to make sure that I acknowledge the other 2 council members that have been a part of it. That will be, 3, let me be correct. Pastor William Parker is a part of it. Mikhail Goodman is a part of it. We have a lot of vendors. And what we're doing differently is at most events pay for their food. If you know me, I don't like nobody paying for nothing, so it's gonna be free. First 300 people you get to eat, so don't, give me no problems. Okay, great. Part 2, we have a District 1 meeting. We have it once a month. I was asked to ask if someone from this board would come do an actual presentation about what's actually going on in this district, because we don't believe in rumors in District 1. We want to hear. So I called publicly. I'm saying publicly, can someone please come to our next District 1 meeting? You will get 15 minutes to speak. And we just want to know what's really happening and how we can be a part of the solution and not a part of the problem. I think sometimes people get confused because of the way people talk, that it's a misunderstanding. At the end of the day, our meetings are always open door. It's from 3 to 5. We have the best food ever. If you've not ate in my district, we have real food because I'm a big girl and I like to eat. Okay, so I've invited that. This is the last one. I want to publicly say I'm praying for the community. I'm praying for this district because I have learned in my season when you go through trials and tribulations that prayer is the only thing that can change anything. Not attitudes, not he says, she say, but prayer. So I'm asking us all as a community to get behind whatever this district is doing, because if this district fails, then the city fails. And so I'm saying it on record so you ain't got to hear no behind the back. It's me. I said it. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, my direct phone number is always area code 248-758-3017. I'm up 5 o'clock every morning because I don't really have nothing else to do. And that's all I really, and again, I thank y'all for this time. You have your flyers. If you have any questions, it will be good food. I put it on y'all desk so can't nobody say I can give y'all stuff. And I got to go because I got a date. Bye.
Before you go.
August 31st.
District 1 meeting, can you repeat that?
District 1 meeting is what this is? You ain't get one? Oh, August 31st from 1 to 5. I'm sorry. It is July. Oh, sorry. Oh, let's show my age. It is August the 24th, because that's 7 days. Yeah, the 24th from 3 to 5. It's at the Pontiac Creative Arts Center. We just want to hear from the people, the horse's mouth, what you guys have planned, how we can be a part of it. And if you know any families that need back and uniforms. We have brand new ones, no questions asked, and we don't want to know about your income. I don't want to know nothing. Just come get it and just tell somebody else. And also, this is the last thing, the Pontiac House Commission Section 8 list is about to open up. I'm mentioning that because I'm currently the president interim of the Housing Commission. So it's important that people know that it's opening up because we do have vouchers, and we also always have domestic violence vouchers. And if you don't know what that is, we can talk offline. We give those out when we have those situations. So we don't want anybody to feel alone, need no facts. And I do got a date, so I got to go. That's it. Okay.
Thanks, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you again, Councilwoman Rutherford. All right, so let's move down on the agenda. Information from Superintendent and Administration. Dr. Leverett, the meeting is yours.
Thank you. Thank you. This is Courtney. Testing? Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Excuse me, Dr. Leverett, if I can back up a little bit. I skipped over something. Consent agenda items. I need to get approval for consent agenda.
So moved.
Thank you. It was moved by VP.
Support by Garrett. I wasn't here.
Yeah, she beat you. Sorry.
No.
VP Bowman did move it, motion it, and it was supported by Trustee Davis Smith. Thank you. My apologies for that. And can we get, hearing any questions? Any questions regarding that? No. Thank you. Roll call.
Trustee Garrett,
Yes.
Trustee Gross,
Yes.
President Hannah,
Yes.
Trustee Terry,
Yes.
VP Bowman,
Yes.
Trustee Crab,
Yes.
and I'm voting yes. That's 7-0.
Thank you. Now moving down to information from the Superintendent and Administration. Dr. Leverett, the meeting is yours.
Thank you, President Hannah. This is the agenda item, interagency agreement between Pontiac School District and Oakland Integrated Healthcare Network, OIHN, the Pontiac Teen Health Centers. Background rationale. Renewing the contract between the Pontiac School District and Oakland Integrated Healthcare Network, OIHN, for the Teen Healthcare Center is a strategic decision that aligns with the district's commitment to student well-being, academic success, and community health. Several of the key reasons supporting this renewal are as follows. Comprehensive health services for students. The Teen Health Center provides essential healthcare services tailored to the unique needs of adolescents. These services include medical, mental health, and preventive care. Access to comprehensive services directly on school grounds helps ensure that students receive timely care, which can prevent minor issues from escalating into more serious health concerns. This is particularly important for students who may face barriers to accessing health care outside of school. 2, improved academic performance. This is a well-documented link between health and academic achievement. Students who are healthy are more likely to attend school regularly, focus better in class, and achieve higher academic outcomes. By providing accessible healthcare services, the Teen Health Center helps address health-related barriers to learning, such as chronic conditions, mental health issues, and unmet medical needs. This contributes to better attendance, higher grades, and overall improved academic performance. Support for mental health. Adolescence is a critical period for mental health, with many students facing challenges such as anxiety, depression, and stress. The Teen Health offers mental health services, including counseling and therapy, which are crucial for support students' emotional well-being by providing a safe and confidential space for students to seek help. The center plays a vital role in early intervention and prevention, reducing the risk of more severe mental health issues. Positive impact on families and the community. The benefits of the Teen Health Center extend beyond the students to their families and the broader community. By addressing health issues early and providing a range of services, the center helps reduce the burden on local healthcare systems and emergency services. It also provides peace of mind for parents knowing their children have access to quality healthcare at school. Renewing the contract with OIHN for for the Teen Health Center is a sound investment in the health, well-being, and academic success of Pontiac School District students. It supports the district's mission to provide a safe and nurturing environment where all students can thrive. The continued partnership with OIHN will ensure that students have access to the comprehensive health care services they need to succeed both in school and in life. It is the recommendation of administration that the Board of Education approve the renewal of the interagency agreement between Pontiac School District and Oakland Integrated Healthcare Network for Pontiac Teen Health Services for July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2029.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Yes, trustee Burrows.
Thank you. Dr. Leverett, how involved, if at all, is this program as pertains to the children nutrition? As far as, because we do know that it's important, how important breakfast is in the morning and how well kids are eating to improve their health. Do they have any involvement with that at all, or set any type of nutritional calendar for our food service, or do they have any involvement as it pertains to nutrition with our children?
That is a really good question that you just posed, and I will look into that matter, but I would assume, but to answer it definitively, I would have to get back with you on that.
That's fine. And
Yes.
I want to bring that out because some of our kids who choose not to have breakfast in the morning, or they may just choose to eat candy and potato chips and pop, and it affects them in the classroom through the day.
Right.
And the energy leaves after 2 or 3 hours, and I think it's important. I know at one time we talked about our dietary program with our kids and what we're doing, but I think them being involved not only with the health part that they're involved in, but physical health as it pertains to eating is important. So I just wanted to make sure that we're on board with that.
I'm pretty sure there is some kind of nutritional aspect to it. I would certainly take a look at that and get back with you. Yes, absolutely.
I'm with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Garrett, did you? No. All right, thank you. Next, we have Cause and Effect Communication Coordinator Contract Renewal, and presenter is Dr. Lorette and Attorney Seegers.
Thank you. At this time, I will turn it over to Attorney Seegers for discussion and action with the Cause and Effect Communications Coordinator Contract Renewal for Heidi Heidquist. Attorney Seegers?
Sure. Good afternoon, evening. Over the past several years, the district has partnered with Cause and Effect Marketing, PR communications firm to manage our communication services. Through this partnership, we have built a positive rapport across the district and community and have worked tirelessly to raise awareness of the district, its initiatives, and ongoing positive evolution. The district will compensate Cause and Effect $110,000, billed monthly at $10,000 per month, for consulting services as detailed in the attached contract. This fee covers all standard operational costs, excluding mileage and any travel-related expenses incurred under this agreement. Any additional outside costs will require prior approval before being incurred. A monthly statement of accrued costs supported by receipts will accompany each invoice. It is the recommendation of administration that the Board of Education approve the extension of the agreement between the Pontiac School District and Cause and Effect to provide the district services from August 1, 2024 through 30th, 2025 in an amount of $110,000 plus outside costs that would be addressed, submitted for approval prior to the costs being incurred. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Board, do we have any questions?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm aware of what we've had and what this person was asked to do in the past. But, Dr. Lorette, we have specific, I know we discussed this in the past, specific things or expectations that you have, or is it specifically with communications? And are there other roles that this person would be involved in as pertains to other positions, other things in the district that needs to be done that they've done in the past?
Can you rephrase that? I'm sorry.
Yes, such as being involved in transportation, getting up at 5 in the morning, doing things. This person had to do this before, outside of doing contact when it comes to the news. And what is the specific role that this company would have in the district as it pertains to communication?
So those roles and expectations are outlined in the contract, what she has done previously, Universal, and still though that work with the media transportation that will continue.
Okay, that was important. Thank you.
Thank you. Other questions?
Within this contract with cause and effect, is it just the one staff person, or is there going to be another person? I know there's a nice vast amount of things that's done by this company. Is there another employee with this, or is it just the one person with the contract?
This is just this one person with the contract.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Treasurer Terry?
I guess my question was, and I went through the documents, it is thorough.
Yeah.
It was pretty much similar contract that was from the previous years. Knowing that we also have, I guess, approved already another company out of the similar aspects. I guess my question is this something that you think we maybe should reevaluate and look at, depending on specific job descriptions or specific activities that they're going to be doing versus having duplicate, I guess you want to say, coverage for like the same thing. And in short, we basically would have two companies pretty much doing a lot of overlapping. And my concern is we really want to do that or take that route, given our situation with our budget and everything? Or is this something that maybe we should reevaluate and look at if there's some specific things we need to have addressed versus the contract? And I'm kind of with Gross on this one because it's a lot of stuff on there in that contract. And if we're going to do that specifically, and that one individual is going to be able to do all of that specific work that's in that particular contract, which is a lot, then maybe we need to reevaluate the other company that we went with.
So they both have similar responsibilities and overlap in terms of the scope of the work. So there are opportunities that they do need to both plan and work together, and they have done that. And then there's a specified skill set that each of them bring in terms of experience as it relates to communications versus marketing and branding for the district.
Okay. I guess I want to see something a little more broken down as far as like specifics, because it's so general and it covers a lot. So if we're going to go forward with this contract, I just would like to, me personally just speaking, I'd like to see something more specific and more general on what's going to be done.
Okay.
That's just me speaking.
Okay.
I don't know how the board feels, but me speaking, I don't want to have two people doing pretty much the same thing for a certain salary amount. And that's where I'm getting hung up at.
Okay, I understand.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Yes. Trustee Garrett.
So, reading the contract, if you comparatively speaking to what was presented by cause and effect in the past, is really generally different. And it spells out in parts of the particular contract where this particular person would be very attentive and have a watch over information that may be stated around the district, news around the district, spread out things such as EPA. Let's take what we have going on with the EPA at this particular point in time, where maybe two districts in the country that go on full EVO at this particular point in year, and the EPA has really awarded us as you can see in that effort. This particular person will help to organize that, which is totally different than the other contract which the board had passed, where the other contract would put a branding, a physical graphic design work behind what an idea could be around EPA. So there are some points where a conversation and a planned communication is needed, and I think that's what I read and how I took it as far as this contract is concerned. But then also there's their branding and marketing piece that we still have a need of as we're rolling out projects such as CE, the additional EPA application that we started going after prior to having the busing systems come into place, which is there's a $25 million grant that I'm still going to solicit at the national level as it relates to having a seed money for a new high school and middle school. So having that conversation with cause and effect to make sure that that information is put out there. Those are all written verbal communications. There are, in this loan, I'm on my 25th, maybe 26th national article. And so that person is in contact with this particular vendor as it relates to that national information. Now, it is building a plane and flying it at the same time. I just think these contracts are totally too different. And specifically speaking, if you go back in reference to previous work that the person was doing, that was spelled out from a previous administration because there was a clause in all of our contracts is that other duties. Yes. And so those other duties were placed upon this individual at that particular point in time to assist, because we did have a problem with transportation, but once we hired the other company to come in to I would say right size the communication as far as what transportation information gets out and how it gets out. We were able to make sure that there was a one-stop shop where people can have that conversation about transportation and busing and not put on social media. And so I think when you look at the contract previous, when you look at what we have right now and what we look at and how we're anticipating moving forward, my assumption is anticipating moving forward in that same vein. I just think it's totally two. Now, when you say specific details, I think that will be left up to Dr. Leverett and the board chair at this particular point in time to ask things like homecoming and things of that homecoming. You have, we just included the other program with I want to say BSN, the Nike program that we had on with the athletic department. Those are very unique and very specific things to those particular department. And if it serves us right by the time football season come and basketball season, there are two students, I'm not going to tell their particular names, but they'll be here August 17th for the Isaiah Jackson event, who have a AL deal already in place. And so if the recruitment of those individuals go as planned, you will need a separate person for branding and marketing and a separate person to how to communicate that out to the said public. So I think you'll get your specific details if you just did the comparison with the two, but more so on a day-to-day basis with the amount of information that's going to be coming through our district, it spells out to be totally two separate things. Yes. Without having that other person go over to a transportation or other department or et cetera when a help is needed. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Any other questions, comments?
Totally agree.
All right, perfect, thank you. All right. Moving down to action items. Approval of the interagency agreement between PSD and Oakland Integrated Healthcare Network for the Pontiac Teen Health Center. Can I get
So
a
moved.
motion? Thank you.
Support?
It's been moved by trustee Gross, approved by VP Bowman for the approval of the interagency agreement between PSD and Oakland Integrated Healthcare Network for the Pontiac Teen Health Center. Any questions? Roll call, please.
Trustee Gross,
Oh, yes.
President Hannah,
Yes.
Trustee Terry,
Yes.
VP Bowman,
Yes.
Trustee Crab.
Yes.
I'm voting yes. Trustee Garrett,
Yes, ma'am.
that passes 7-0.
Thank you. All right, moving down to the approval of cause and effect communications coordinator contract renewal. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Supported by Garrett.
It's been moved by trustee Gross, supported by trustee Garrett for the approval of cause and effect communication coordinator contract renewal. Any questions? Hearing none, roll call.
President Hannah,
Yes.
Trustee Terry,
No.
VP Bowman,
Yes.
Trustee Crab.
Yes.
I'm voting yes. Trustee Garrett
Yes.
and Trustee Gross.
Yes.
That passes 6-0.
Perfect, thank you. All right, moving on down to regular working agenda. Board of Education. During the last, get the exact month, we had made discussions about increasing our board meetings because there were some issues and matters that we were addressing and that exceeded our regular 52 meetings. However, I wanted to have a discussion about us moving our meetings back to 52.
53 and a half.
Based on policy 0144.1, our board, we will have 52 board meetings a year. And so I would like to put a motion on the floor that we.
So moved.
Thank you. It's been moved by trustee Gross, supported by Secretary David Smith, that we approve our board compensation policy 0144 to reflect 52 board meetings a year. Any questions? Yes.
So because that is a policy change, with this as our first reading and then second reading on board governance, I think it's 12,
Board governance is the 12th.
where we can finalize it as a corrected policy.
Yes,
Okay,
we can do that.
we can do that?
Yes.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
Can I also state that we can also revisit this if we ever get into a position to where we have to exceed the normal amount. So I'll make that clear.
Yes, that's something that can be considered. All right, any other questions?
For the first reading, correct?
For the first reading.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we still need to vote for the first reading. Yep. So if we can have roll call, please.
Trustee Terry,
No, we don't have policy.
We'll have to, we don't.
You don't have to, you just open
Okay,
it
so we'll
up.
just use this as a first reading.
You just use it as a
That's
first
correct.
reading.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's an approval.
and we will have the second reading at our board governance on August 12th.
Yes.
Sound good.
Thank you. Okay,
I forgot about that.
moving on down to operations maintenance items. Discussion for Nelco Company consumables and chemicals. Dr. Leverett, the meeting is yours.
Yes, thank you. This is for discussion and action. This is Nelco Supply Company and Consumables and Chemicals. Background rationale, Nelco Supply currently provides consumables and custodial supplies for the district. The consumable PO is for hand soap, hand sanitizer, paper towel, toilet paper, and other miscellaneous supplies. The chemical purchase order is for district-wide cleaning chemicals. Previously, we received pricing for these supplies, and Nelco Supply was one of the cheapest, and they're local in Pontiac. The district has used Nelco for several years and would like to continue our partnership. Nelco is able to provide the consumable products we need in a timely manner and is always looking for better prices for the district. The funding source is indicated below. And the recommendation is, that is the recommendation of administration that the Board of Education approve a blanket purchase order for Nelco Supply at an amount not to exceed $150,000 for consumables and not to exceed an exact amount of $20,000 for chemicals from July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025. And you have a references attached.
Thank you. Any questions? Yes, Trustee Garrett.
Was this put out for bid? So if we're going for a contract renewal, why don't we have to put this out for a bid if it's over $150,000?
Yep, Mara.
Been doing the same thing every year. So we want to get bid, we can bid. But the same thing with open schools. Open schools does the same type of bid process. We can use open schools, we can use NELCO, we've been using for many years. So same process.
Okay, so I'm confused. If we're using NELCO because we've just been using it for years and we don't put it out for bid, is Oakland Schools, is this a part of an Oakland Schools consortium, or is this something that we just said in our internal process, because we've been using them for so long, we're not going to put it out for bid and we're just referencing Oakland Schools?
So as a local vendor, we've been asked for many years to use local vendors that can get us products we need at a cheaper cost, and it's right there. For example, you save money. Normally what happens is your contractors will try to buy their own products and paper towel, toilet paper and such. It costs a lot of money. They'll upcharge on you. So have a local vendor around, we can buy the products in-house and keep the cost down from vendors charges at cost for the products.
So we have part of our services a vendoring process and custodial services, but then not all of our schools are to that particular vendor. So I won't belabor this point. All right, thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you. Next item is potential change order for WHRC door and window project, interior doors, fire rated glass. Dr. Leverett?
Thank you. This is KM Construction quote, potential change order for WHRC door and window project, interior doors, fire rated glass. This potential change order is being requested to revise the previously approved WHRC door window projects bulletin number 2 on February 2nd, 2024. The original approved product material priced approved was not the correct product per the project specifications. This cost reflects the additional cost to fulfill bulletin number 2 requirements. Previous approved costs are accounted for in this potential change order. The discrepancy was discovered in the submittal review process by the CM and architect. If the Board of Education would like to proceed with this change order, the contractor needs approval to order the glass to have one time before school is back in session and for completion date of September 2024 for ESSER funding. It is the recommendation of administration that the Board of Education approve the change order for KM Container fire rated glass in the amount of $98,609.70. $98,609.70. Funding source, ESSER funds.
All right, thank you. Questions?
So did we, the previous, did we just use the same bid packet? My assumption is that Bart Marlowe had.
That's what we didn't.
We didn't switch the contract. Okay. So that bid packet was done before Saxy got a hold to it. We just followed along with it. Thank you for catching that. Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you for catching that.
Question?
Garrett, are you done? You got any more questions?
Yeah, thank you for catching it.
As it pertains to the current windows and doors the windows that were ordered, are we getting any refunds for what we've already purchased? to rescind, or would it be part of, what happens to the materials we already have?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, so the one that was previously approved back in February, that glass hadn't been ordered yet.
Good answer.
So in this change order that we presented, in his total cost, which was around $52,000, in there, $30,000 of that was for the fire-rated glass. Allocating that 30 grand to the total of the actual glass cost, which was around 124,000. So we're taking that 30 off of that, it's already approved, and applying it to that cost. So nothing's been ordered yet. So there's,
And it will not delay what you said in your reading prior to school open. It will not delay any, or it would it delay any other projects expecting this to be done at a certain time and it's going to be done? How would it affect the other projects? Now we have to take the time to wait for this order to come in, or will it?
It will not delay it, will it, Cody?
Any
The
other projects?
No.
Okay,
no, sir.
thank you.
I just wanted to find a question. It's kind of rhetorical. So the previous company only put in 30,000 for the fireproof windows. Is that what you just said? They put in a budget amount.
So the contractor, CAM Construction, took the bidding documents and gave it to the supplier. The supplier then provided a cost for the wrong product, for a product that they, couldn't tell you why they picked that one, but that's what they went with.
No, I can tell you why they picked it, but go ahead.
That's when they priced, and that's what was proceeded with by CAM Construction, which was then presented to Bart Mallow.
Okay. And CAM Construction has worked with us before, or they've worked with Bart Marlowe.
From my understanding, yes.
And they're just a carryover to you guys.
Correct. They were already under contract.
They were already under contract. Okay. And I want to, I'm purposely doing this. Like, I'm purposely making sure that this is on video, and I'm purposely making sure that we clearly understand that these things were done prior to, because there is a forensic audit going on, and this is a perfect example of when you don't catch certain things in a timely manner. And it is basic construction common sense in the schools. Everything needs to be fireproof. And so if I was to only order so much and then turn around and have to come back and say I need a change order to order more, in actuality, what has happened in the past, it would put a halt on construction and not be able to open certain parts of that particular school because they don't have the proper
That's correct.
windowing treatment that is needed. And it just is me, just Trustee Garrett speaking. Appreciate you catching that and keeping us on course. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions?
I think that's good.
That's good?
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Now moving down to action items. Action item A, approval of Nelco Company consumables and chemicals. Can I get a motion?
So move.
Support?
It's been moved by Trustee Gross, supported by V. Bowman, for the approval of Nelco Supply Company consumables and chemicals. Any
Madam President, I'm sorry.
questions?
Yeah, I got a question.
Yeah.
Is it possible that we can put this out for bid? Only because of the facilities department is one of the departments that we're started with to make sure that we are not overspending or being charged certain. I respect the fact of going with somebody who is a local vendor and et cetera, but we don't know how much chemicals or to a lower amount of the products that we have in that specific department. And so I would like for it to go out to bid just to see if we're going to get a cheaper rate or cheaper, not even so much cheaper, but some type of cost savings, just to say that we are not just going with Nelco because that's what we've done. I want to be able to keep the department is, for lack of a better interpretation, clean as possible. And if we can just put it out for bid, or if there is a process that we can just get three bids from, or two other bids from people who provide the services, just so we can have it on record that that's something that department has done, if you may. But if, that's just my request time.
Okay, thank you. Any objections to that? Because we could table it.
I rescind motion.
Rescind your motion. Okay.
In my support.
And VP Bowman has rescinded her support. We can table this until our,
Just the poor governance, I don't think it should take more than a week for them to get
just to
three.
be on the safe side, we'll say August 19th, because board governance is next Monday.
Okay. Do we have enough chemicals to last to August 19th?
In school, about to start, the chemicals not the issue, the paper products are. So you gotta have your paper products in before school starts. So, and right now we're in the middle of summer school. We try to be good students of the dollar, so we make sure that we go to the end with products. Again, we waited as we supposed to before we get the new PO in. You sell your product. So again, and this also just, you know, we don't go over our budget at all when it comes to our consumables and our chemicals. So again, but also when it comes to chemicals, you can't match chemicals with different companies, different type of chemical. Everybody has a different name to them, so you got to get new MSDA sheets and all that kind of stuff to that too. So it's not as simple as just going to get a bid. So you got to get people in, and you got to talk to them, get the products you want, and how you can do it. So again, it's been about being there for many years that the products we need, they're doing a good job with the products, keeping our buildings clean, giving us good prices on our products we buy. We go through a lot of paper towels, toilet paper, and trash bags. They do a very good job of giving us quotes and letting us understand what the prices are, what kind of bags we get, how the cost-effective bags we use. But so again, we do a good job of making sure that we do a good job with getting the right supplies for our schools. So.
Okay. So with that being said, how much do we spend in paper products a year?
I love hearing everything.
Okay, exactly. So how much do we spend per building a year? We don't know. So with that being said, if you're asking me, I'm asking to table it so we find out that information, because that is what's been part of the problem in trying to figure out what we have and what we don't have. So I'm just asking to table it until we can find out that information, and if it becomes a problem, they can come back August 12th and say, it's a problem with me finding the information, I can't make the deadline, or I don't have the information to the 19th, and I won't be okay with it, but that it is what it is, but at least try.
okay. I do have a question for Mr. Beasley, just so that I can decide in which date, if we should table it to the 12th or the 19th. Even if we tabled it to the 12th, would that be enough time to get products in by the?
I'm going to try to get 3 quotes this week, so.
Okay.
I'll get 3 quotes.
We'll get it by, so then we'll put you on the agenda for August 12th. Is that okay?
I'll let the superintendent know if it's not okay.
Okay, thank you. All right, moving down to approval of potential change orders for WHRC door and window project, interior doors, fire-rated glass. Dr.
Just
Leverett.
a point of clarity. We got to vote on table. We didn't table it.
All right, my apologies. We're going back to action item A for tabling the approval of Nelco Supply Company consumables and chemicals till our August 12th board governance meeting. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Support by Garrett.
Thank you. It was moved by trustee Gross, supported by trustee Garrett, to table the approval of Nelco Supply Company consumables and chemicals till our August 12th board governance meeting. Any questions? Roll call, please.
Trustee Terry.
Yes.
VP Bowman.
Yes.
Trustee Kraft.
Yes.
I'm voting yes. Trustee Garrett.
Yes.
Trustee Gross.
Yes.
And President Hannah.
Yes.
That passes 7-0.
Thank you. All right, now moving down to action item B, approval of potential change order for WHRC door and window project, interior doors, fire-rated glass. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Thank you.
Support.
It's been moved by trustee Gross, supported by VP Bowman, for the approval of potential change order for WHRC door and window project, interior doors, fire-rated glass. Any questions? Hearing none, roll call.
VP Bowman,
Yes.
trustee Crab,
Yes.
I'm voting yes. Trustee Garrett,
Yes.
trustee Gross.
Yes.
President Hannah,
Yes.
and trustee Terry.
Yes.
That passes 7-0.
Thank you. All right, moving down to our communications, petitions, and delegations. VP Bowman?
Pontiac Board of Education, Communications, Delegations, and Petitions. You are requesting to address the Pontiac Board of Education for 30 minutes. Your request is granted with your commitment that all comments will be delivered with courtesy and civility. Failure to do so will forfeit your allotted time. The first one we have is Christopher Northcross in regards to student proficiency in the measure of the board's effectiveness.
Hello, I'm Christopher Northcross, past board member here for about 12 years. And just a couple of notes, some observations I've been making in the past few months. I've been sitting in, watching board meetings. One big thing, I would like to recommend a focus on student proficiency as the measure of school board and school district effectiveness, and that student proficiency be reviewed at every meeting. Furthermore, I recommend a template be developed for being placed on the board agenda, explaining the contribution to that item of improving student proficiency, what's going to be expected. And I think that might help with a lot of the discussion I'm seeing around the table. Now, this comes from just the simple point that where the head points, the body generally follows. You know, think about a body trying to go backwards from where the head is pointing. It trips over stuff, it falls over stuff. But if you can get the head going in one direction, the eyes looking in another direction, the body will generally follow in that direction. And you're the head, you're the eyes, you're the things that set the direction that the board ought to be taking. And if this body is focusing on student proficiency as the main thing, as the question that they're going to always ask when a board agenda item comes on board, what does it do for student proficiency? And also allowing people who are presenting these items to beforehand give you that answer with a template that you'll have to develop, but to give you that answer. And every meeting, sit down and look at student achievement, begin to see the whole district following, the whole community following, the whole village of your students following. This does require, though, some clarity in what your goals are for student achievement, so that when you compare where you are to where you want to go, I think there's going to be often many things that'll pop up to say, we should do this. And you'll have community members, companies, and other folks often making those suggestions. So just a little item. Again, you're the head. If student achievement is the most important thing, then that's the thing that will filter down to the rest of the organization. However, if cost or looking good or being an honors board, which is commendable, and that everyone has taken out time to be an honors board, but it should be the focus on student achievement, and I think that's the real measure of goodness. Thank you. Wish you well.
Thank you, Mr. Northcross.
And we have Patrick, I'm going to last name C.
Smith.
This is, thank you.
Ready? Okay, good evening, everyone. First, I'd like to thank the board for your service to your community. I certainly appreciate that. We have a small veteran-owned business, and we did work for the district last year in 2023. And one thing I wanted to point out to Mr. Garrett that a lot of you may not necessarily know is with all the supply shock and issues that were going on in 2023, we actually took $20,000 out of our own pocket and paid an expedite fee so that you could get your materials on time. So continuing on is, why am I here? I'm here because we still haven't been paid for a lot of the work that we did over a year ago. So thank you for Mr. Seegers. He took me aside here and we discussed a little bit of what was going on. So we figured out that there was a gap in the January pay billings between when Bart Mallow was dismissed and when our billings weren't in. So we sent our billings in. Our billings were rejected, and we were told there was going to be another, that someone would contact us. We did hear from Saxon Construction, but then we were told that the work was actually going to be handled by the city of Pontiac. So we turned in the bills to the city of Pontiac and had several discussions. We filled out paperwork, sent everything in, but we're not on the list of bills for January. So why am I here? I'm basically asking for help because we seem to be in this gap where we haven't gotten paid, and it's been over a year. So why is that important? Well, I'm sure everyone can understand what it's like not getting paid for a year. But there's more things to it than just that. So one of the things it does is it affects our line of credit. So any bills that haven't paid that we've got on the books for over 90 days, then that becomes tainted. We're no longer allowed to use that on our line of credit. So it reduces our line of credit that the business is able to use. In addition to that, now we have to finance that money that hasn't been paid because we paid the suppliers, which we have to do as part of the submitting waivers. So we have to pay 9.5% interest on that. So now, over the course of the year, we've had to pay 9.5% interest with the small margins that we run, which is probably a big chunk of the profit. So now this is essentially a money-losing project for us. So again, the reason for me to here is to, I guess, raise some concern to see if somebody can take a look at why we're in this little gap and get it fixed so we can try to get paid. Okay, thank you very much for your consideration.
Thank you. All right. Board comments and announcements. We will start to my left. Trustee Garrett, first up.
Okay, have a good night.
Sweet. All right, thank you. Moving down to Trustee Gross.
Thank you. It is such an honor and a pleasure to be back after missing so many times. If everyone know I was out, I had surgery, and I recovered well. Thank my wife for the hard work and dedication, and she even took care of me when I was crying like a baby. But I want to say thank you for all the calls and the prayer, and I'm so glad to be back here, and let's continue to work. Ms. Northcross, you're right. Student achievement is tops. And we got a month to get ourselves prepared for the school year to start. And we're on our way. I guarantee you that. We're on our way. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Kraft.
Hello, everyone. I'm gonna be, I guess I'll be a little bit. I'll use 4 of my minutes. First of all, I want to start off with my condolences to Dr. Jeffrey Martin. He was a dentist here in Pontiac, my dentist, my personal dentist, Pontiac Central graduate back in the day, and Michigan State grad also. Called him Lefty. He was well known around here. His family was, and I'm sending out my condolences and my prayers to the family because he was a great guy. He was an awesome guy, and he's going to be surely missed. And I'd like to also talk about my summer hangout program with the kids. I got 2 more weeks with that. And it was a 5-week program of sports and enrichment for youth here in Pontiac. And I've been, Vice President Bowman's husband, Marcus, has been helping me with it. And Trustee Garrett came over and checked us out and everything. We have like 50 kids a day, and we've had hot summers. You can look at me and you can see I've been in the tan, been in the fields, been playing kickball, all that. We're servicing kids from 6 to 16. And it's a summer hangout. It's an awesome program. And I just got a couple calls where I just included a partner now, another partner. I'll tell you guys about it later. And I think it's going to elevate the whole program. I'd like to also remind everybody, Isaiah Jackson's basketball camp is coming up at the Pontiac High on the 17th. My daughter happened to participate in it last year. She was 7, now she's 8. And it's from 8 to 13, and it's free for the kids here in Pontiac. It's awesome. Basketball camp, if you don't know Isaiah Jackson, he is a Pontiac product that actually plays for the Indiana Pacers. He's about 6'11". He played in the playoffs this year and really stood out, and he's one of our own. And he comes back every year and offer a free camp for the kids. Actually, he has a pay camp that he does somewhere in the suburbs, but he come back here in our district and stuff and provide free for our children. So I think that, he should be commended for that. And also, we won't have another board meeting until after Dream Cruise. So everybody get out and enjoy Dream Cruise when it comes around 17th. Next week we have a Board of Governors, I believe, right? So so a regular board meeting. So everybody enjoy that. I'm going to enjoy it. I love my little spot up here. And I guess that's it. Everybody have a wonderful week.
Thank you, Kraft. Secretary Davis-Smith.
Good evening, everyone. Trustee Kraft, what is the address for your camp?
It's 124 West Columbia. It's the old Boys and Girls Club. And it's currently New Birth Church.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm also glad to see Trustee Gross back here and healthy. We missed you. And we are focusing on our student achievement, and we're focusing also on our staff, your help, trying to get you guys help and things like that. And I can't wait to see this new school year. I hope everyone had a good summer. And that is it for me tonight. I want to check out Trustee Kraft's his hangout this week, probably with my students, and pass out ice cream with the kids so that they can be cool. So I got to look at the weather to see which day is a good day to bring them out. And don't forget to vote. Everyone, exercise your right. We have people that died for the rights to be able to vote. Please go out and vote.
Tomorrow.
And so P's and Q's will be closed because I'll be working the polls. See you guys out there.
Yes.
Have a good night.
Thank you for reminding.
Thank you.
Election polls. You say something about my sister, I'm telling you, y'all don't touch these hands.
Thank you for the clarification. Treasurer Terry.
He can't even talk.
I'm glad we can have fun. Get some laughs. Real quick, I want to say, bless you, congratulations again to Michelle, is it Fassy? Yes. Yep, congratulations again on receiving your HR specialist certifications. Good to see you again, Gross.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome back as well, and good to see everybody else here. So I hope everybody's doing good and enjoying that summer. Want to also say thank you, Fassy, for the little construction gear. The safety first. I totally understand. So thanks again for that. And on that note, thank everybody. Thanks for the ones that came out and public comments and updates on activities in the community and all that fun stuff. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you, VP Bowman.
Good evening. I'll be brief. On August 24th, the Pontiac Library has a few programs going on from 12 noon to 3. And then they also have Nerf Wars from 12 to 4, same date, August 24th. August 10th, face painting. These are all things at the Pontiac Public Library. Summer Youth Reading Program information sheet. I guess there's some type of, sorry about that. There's some type of writing essay thing. So again, the Pontiac Public Library, everybody should stop past and get a little bit of info, but it will be front as well. This was a fantastic meeting, and I hope everyone had a wonderful summer, or will continue to have. And Rainbow Child Care Center is opening up just across from Alcott. They'll be offering latchkey services, so anyone who needs those services, they're available. Great meeting. Good night. Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes. We missed you, Gross.
Missed you guys too.
Good. Again, want to reiterate a couple of things. One, what Councilwoman James mentioned about the peace rally on August 31st. Rutherford, I'm sorry. Councilwoman Melanie Rutherford mentioned the peace rally on August 31st and District 1 meeting, which is on August 24th from 3 to 5 at the Pontiac Creative Arts Center. So just a reminder, again, Councilwoman Melanie Rutherford. Thanks again, and congratulations to Michelle on her commitment to learning. We appreciate that. And one other thing, I had the opportunity to hang out with the class of 1994. They celebrated their 30-year class reunion from Pontiac Northern High School. So they invited me to say hello, and they were so supportive and looking for ways to come and support our district. So I kindly welcome them back to come and do so. So hopefully we'll see some members from the class of 1994. Hope everybody is enjoying these last few weeks of summer. We are looking forward to kicking off a strong school year. And again, to Mr. Northcross, and as everybody else have confirmed, that is our focus, and we will do a better job of making sure that it is recognized and seen as our priority. So with that being said, that is one more thing. Oh, homecoming. Homecoming will be on October 4th. It's a Friday, 2024. We will have an alumni basketball game during the week of Spirit Week, which is the October 2nd through the 4th. And on Wednesday, October 2nd, it'll be the alumni basketball game. It will be held at Pontiac High School. That Thursday will be an alumni meet and greet, which will be at the Strand Theater. And then Friday, which is game day, will be homecoming, tailgating, parade, and then the actual game. So we hope you'll come out and support. And again, look forward to, on the website, and then view our social media for the actual flyer for those events again. And I think that's it. All hearts and minds clear, as we say. All right, can I get a motion to?
So moved.
All right, we are motioning to adjourn this meeting. Motion by VP Bowman, supported by Trustee Gross. Any questions?
Homecoming committee meeting tomorrow?
Homecoming committee meeting tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions? Hearing none, roll call.
Trustee Kraft?
Yes, sir.
I'm voting yes. Trustee Garrett?
Yes.
Trustee Gross?
Gross?
Yes.
President Hannah?
Yes.
Trustee Terry?
Yes.
And VP Bowman?
Yes.
That moves 7-0.
Thank you. Meeting adjourned at 7:45 p.m.
Sure. Beat him up. We did.